India has overtaken the UK. Spectacular set of GDP numbers you've got. What do you pertain this to? The government's policies, the private sector putting in more investments, the reasons?
No, the government has carried out a vast number of structural reforms across GST, across IBC, across RERA, across the taxation regime. It has brought in huge amount of social progress in terms of housing, electrification, digitization, LED bulbs procurement, huge number in size and scale there. You know, each one of those initiatives is more than the population of USA and Europe put together. So it's enormous. And this continued growth, to my mind, is really the vast reforms, the continued growth, this appetite to carry on social progress. This growth with social progress will transform India. And that is what, when Prime Minister talks about Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, he's talking about taking India to even greater heights in the next 25 years. And that is really the key, where every Indian has to really be a change agent.
You mentioned about the reforms that the government has undertaken over the past 7-8 years. At India at 100, what do you foresee? Some measures that the government is underdoing it right now, but would eventually have a fallback impact in the next 25 years?
Yeah, so I think India needs to continue its process of structural reforms, but it's very important that states become agent of change. The government of India has done ease of doing business. The government of India started ranking states and districts, but it's very important to understand that many states are just about 40% of India's, where total India's GDP is. So they need, some states are 2x in terms of per capita GDP, some states are 3x, but some states are far less, 0.5, 0.4. Those states have to lift the boats. So we need a whole range of states which need to become the change agents. And for that to happen, those states need to drive urbanization, those states need to drive manufacturing, those states need to drive infrastructure. Those will be the key to growth. You see, India has excessive amount of people in agriculture, 42%. So you need to urbanize in a very sustainable manner in the years to come. And climate change will be a very key issue. So how do we use this opportunity to technologically leapfrog in the sunrise areas of growth will be critical.
Mr. Kant, before I end, how are the inflation numbers looking? Do you think inflation is under control? FM also pointed out that recession, inflation is all being tackled very well by the government. Do you think so, sir?
The government has taken a range of measures. The RBI has taken a range of measures. Inflationary pressures are due to a series of initiatives being taken by the US Fed, but I'm quite sure that we'll manage it and we'll control it well under control.
My last question, you have been the pioneer in your state respectively for starting advertising branding campaign for the government, even for Government of India in the Ministry of Commerce. You started this whole process. What do you feel about the advertising and marketing industry as a whole? It's a big revenue generation for companies and the government. What do you feel India at 100 for advertising marketing?
No, I think this market will only going to grow and expand. Branding will be critical. Each state is working towards that. But it's not just about advertising and branding. States need to deliver. Everybody needs to deliver on ground. As I said here, that growth is critical for India's story to continue to expand. And if India keeps growing, then advertising and branding will continue to grow. That's critical. So both need to converge to take India to greater heights.
Thank you, Mr. Khan, for speaking to us today. Thank you.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.